Good morning. It is that time again. It is Pearl with Tune In Tarot, and I'm here to look at the energies between the divine masculine and the divine feminine within ourselves, knowing that whatever state energetically those two aspects of selves are in, we can see reflected back to us in our outside and world, in our material world. Divine Feminine is gonna go first today. Divine Masculine did not show any of his cards, so he's got his little secrets over here. Divine Feminine was not overly forthcoming either, although she did have a couple cards out. Most notably, Temperance is still here, so she's doing good. She's doing good. All right, let's see. The top of the deck for her heart space is, her head space. It's like her heart. Good morning, welcome, thank you for joining. So the top of her head space is the Lover's card. So yeah, this is on her mind. Union, the reunion, coming together, being with her true love. And she's like, true love on the brain. Like, this is true love. Nothing can stop it, no matter what. It doesn't matter where we are. It doesn't matter how long it takes. I do have this real, she's kind of got this, it's like mantras she's created about in order for her to keep her faith and stay strong during this time of Temperance for her. The bottom of the deck, the niggling thought in the back of her mind is no other than this King of Wands here. So, I'm just going to hazard this guess because I can see the top of the heart space, and from the top of the heart space, I'm going to hazard a guess that she might have moved into her Temperance energy on a specific thing. For instance, she might have given up some specific habit, or maybe a number of them, or made some decisions, and so she faced her addictions. But what she's really realizing is that as she has faced this addiction, her mind is telling her about another addiction that she has to face, which is right now her overall headspace is the Lovers and the Divine Masculine. And as far as I know, based on his spread over here, he's not here yet. So let's look at what this is kind of doing. Now, it's not bad that she's thinking about these things, and she's thinking about them in a positive and in a happy way. Right now, he's not showing up as a page or a knight. He's the king, and he looks like he's going to take action. And so she knows that this Divine Masculine is going to take action towards this union. She's fully confident about this right now. The problem is, so what? So what? The thing is, if this showed up like in your headspace, if we had the top of the deck and the bottom of the deck and they were something else, and then in your headspace I was like, oh, she believes that the king is going to take action toward the Lovers, I'd be like, that's nice. But she's got other shit to do. So the fact that this is the overall thing and the underlying thing in her mind right now, little problematic. So let's just hold that. Let's just chew on that for a minute. Okay. The first thought in her mind is dealing with her impatience, okay? She understands that there are pieces that are falling into place, and that there are these steps that must be taken, and that there is a divine guidance for this entire process. And so she's not necessarily impatient about that. She feels really confident right now. This King of Wands energy is also her own, remember, of course. So she's like ready and prepared to take action towards her goal. And she feels like the time is near, like it's very much here. And the time for her to have been in this place where she was out in the cold, because this is in reverse, this Five of Pentacles energy, where she was on the outside being kept out from Divine Masculine's inner world, his sanctuary, both his material world and his, just knowing his heart, knowing she's no longer feeling like she's gonna be kept out of the dark. Like it is time now for this energy to pass. This is what she's thinking. And we have Princess of Wands here. So here's our page energy. Now, this is her energy, though. This is not Divine Masculines today, and it is not about him. This is about her. She has taken some small steps, some small actions to make change. And we're going to see the clarification on this card. But I do have a sense here that she is starting to work on her core beliefs, her core strengths, and she's taking these little small actions towards becoming, now this is interesting, the Emperor. So this is Divine Masculine, of course, and this is clarifying the Three of Wands. So she's impatient about having her Emperor. And she also understands that there is a process, and she also understands that this is very soon to end, and that's why she's thinking about it. But what I'm really seeing is that she's taking these small actions to become the Emperor. Because how do you attract an Emperor? You have to become one. You have to be the Emperor that you wish to attract. So all these little things she's doing, they're pushing her to this. But now, this image of the Emperor has that clinging attachment element in it. And so what I see here is her thinking that while she has tempered some of her energy in terms of this temperance, she's still clinging to this particular Emperor, okay? It's really difficult for her to get him out of her mind. Understandable, Divine Feminine, no shame. She is concerned, though, that she could break her heart somehow, that she could be... It's interesting because this is clarifying this. This is also about the heartbreak she felt from being left out. And I think she actually is still feeling some heartbreak here because this Emperor is not fully bringing her out of the cold yet. So it is causing her some discomfort, and it surfaces for her from time to time in her feelings. And it's one of the reasons why this is so much on her mind, because she feels like this, to me, is just she's not at peace in her mind, okay? She feels good and she's happy and she's excited, but she's not at peace yet. And it is in regards to the Emperor and being left out still, not being fully included in some way is what I'm seeing. The clarification for this Page of Swords energy is, of course, this Temperance energy. And this is why I'm saying she has taken a small action. Now, some of you who have dropped big habits right now might balk at this. You know, that, hey, it's no small thing to stop doing something I've been doing 4 years. And that has been numbing me and making me, helping me escape and everything else in between. So you might be a little bit like, excuse me, it was no small thing to give up what I just gave up. Excuse me. But the thing is, the addiction that you have given up and tempered, the energy that you have tempered, is only a small piece of your attachment. Your addiction energy was a tool you used for a larger attachment. So this addiction energy is not just about a substance, okay? It's about your thoughts. It's about what you're addicted to thinking about. This is thinking about the union, right? This is thinking about him. Right now, in your headspace, you are thinking of yourself as a page, right? Small actions. So I think we need to look at the heart space and see what your heart is telling you about this energy. Oh, excuse me. I forgot. So there is one more clarifying card because she's overthinking too. 4 of Cups. And it's clarifying the Temperance. So, Divine Feminine is focused on these 3 cups from the past. It doesn't feel like it because she's thinking about this new relationship coming in. But the new relationship that's coming in is still the old king. It's still the old emperor that she's attached to. So she's still focused on this idea of this specific manifestation and the expectation she has about it. And guess what expectations create? They can create heartbreak because of disappointment. So she's being called to go into this energy. And it's so interesting because I always interpret these cards. This is my yoga card. Like when I see this, I think immediately of a yoga practice. I just always do. And this is my meditation card. So the temperance she needs to do right now is she needs to have some kind of a energetic movement practice of some sort that's helping her to, honestly, just do yoga. It's really the best thing for this type of thing, because you are trying to establish your core and your strong sense of yourself. And yoga, when you're doing it, is very much about being so present inside of your own body. And so there's a real need for her to be inside of her own body right now and to have a relationship with her own body and her own interior world, okay? That's this part, the meditation. In order to maintain this temperance, because you really did give up a big habit, and I'm proud of you, and I know you're going to continue to do this. You have it in your mind that you're determined to do this. So I understand that this is definitely something that you've definitely accomplished. Don't give up on these other tools that will help you maintain this temperance energy, okay? And start to think about how you can temper the overthinking and the focus on divine masculine. Because just like whatever substance that you've given up or behavior or whatever it is that you've given up recently, you must also give up this behavior. You're only thinking about it a lot because it hasn't happened yet fully for you. And the truth is, imagine that it's already happened and you're like, I don't know, 6 years into your relationship. When you wake up in the morning, I'm pretty sure, I'm sure you feel love. I'm sure you feel focus on your partner. But I'm pretty sure that you've got other things on your mind at that point, because your whole world isn't about coming together with this one person. You're with this person. You've been with this person. You've probably had to clean up after this person and deal with this person's, annoying things that you now know that you didn't know. And you probably had to have, whatever. Everything that was exciting and new and fresh is now nostalgic and lovely and warm and, a part of what makes your relationship so wonderful. But you're not in that new relationship energy anymore. And so your brain is thinking of other things. If you can put yourself in a mind space where you're already doing that, you're attracting a future version of yourself that's calm, confident, comfortable, has a lifelong partner, feels committed, is ready to work on the family, the goals you have for your family, for your home, like all those things. So start shifting those thoughts around in your brain. It's like when your divine masculine pops up, be like, hey cutie, and then like move on and be like, okay, what's my what do I need to do now? Because like he's there, he's kicking it over here, he's doing his own thing, he's coming in, like don't worry about it. That's the kind of thing I'm getting. Okay, top of the deck for the heart space. It's the whole reason that I just had this whole talking to you about overthinking and over-focusing and attachments, because the top card in your heart space is devil energy, my dear. So you're definitely still attached, and you're definitely doing this loop thinking and obsessive thinking and stuff, and I see it. I can see it so clearly. So your heart is like, meh, you might be tempering, but you still have attachments, because you can stop a habit. But if you don't really get to the bottom of why you had the habit in the first place, really all you've accomplished is that you've stopped the physical activity of the spiritual process of numbing your feelings. So you have all these other feelings and you had this nifty little tool. For me, it was being high all the time. Just a nifty little tool. Until I wasn't even high at all anymore. Pretty much, I realized yesterday when I stopped smoking that I didn't even crave being high all day, because I haven't felt high in a long time. And I really was just like, I just want to do something with my hands. Like I was like knitting. It's funny. I I'm not a person who ceases smoking and then eats stuff, like, but I guess I've never smoked cigarettes before. I know that's common for people, but I didn't even feel like doing that. I just, like, I played the piano, I knitted, I just wanted to do something. And when I would talk to people on the phone, I would be like, yeah, and then, like, go reach for my stuff, because, like, I always have this process, like, or when I go to shuffle the cards, it's all these rituals, right, that you have associated with this habit. The rituals make you feel safe. They make you feel comfortable. They make you feel secure. They make you feel like you have, you know, a purpose, kind of. Like, you know, if you didn't have anything else to do today, you definitely are going to wake up and light that first cigarette, or, you know, pour your glass of wine right before you eat your dinner and while you're cooking, and then your other one, and then your other one, and then your other, whatever it is. There's a whole comfort thing that you've established, and what it is established is keeping you comfortable in regards to whatever you don't want to think about. Becoming your own emperor. That's a big job, okay? So you're, like, scared, and you don't have the tools you used to have. So instead of thinking about that, you're thinking about Divine Masculine, which is replacing an old habit. It's actually not even replacing an old habit. It's like boosting a habit you already had to the top. Okay? So devil energy. Be mindful. Your heart feels it. You're aware of it. Now that I told you about it, and keep it in check. The niggling feeling in your heart is this Knight of Swords energy. So I don't think this is so much about Divine Masculine. It is a little bit just about him coming in, I think, and giving you some truth and directness. I don't know why I'm coughing so much today. Pardon me. But what we're seeing here is yourself fighting off the beast. There's 9 teeth here, and this is the card that is used for the 9 of Swords. And in the 9 of Swords is a person that is similarly dressed, just kind of standing here and taking it. And the Knight of Swords is like, no, I'm fighting this off. So that's why I'm not too concerned about the fact that your overall feeling in your heart space is devil energy, because your underlying feeling is, I got this. I can take care of it. I see it. I see how easy it would be to do this, and I can take care of it. Awesome sauce. Okay. First thing in your heart, 3 of Pentacles. You are craving this collaboration. You're excited for it. You have you're willing to work for it. You're looking forward to working together. And you can see that Divine Masculine is working on coming in to collaborate with you. That's definitely a feeling I'm getting from this card. Oh my gosh, Divine Feminine. Your union is just so beautiful. Look at what you're in union about. Your Temperance, my darling. This is over for you. Whatever habit this has been, whatever thing you've been doing to yourself to distract yourself from fully loving yourself, it's over. You're really fully balancing in such a beautiful way. You're so comfortable with this 5D version of your relationship as well. It's no longer torturous to you. It's comforting. It's just sort of become a part of you, really integrated in that way. And you're allowing spirit to really heal you and protect this union. So your heart and your head are fully in agreement about that energy. You feel like you are balancing and in balance. Knight of Cups. Divine Masculine's still not here. He's still not here telling you how he feels. And it's annoying. And also, you are not super great at flowing with your emotions yet. You feel like, okay, now that I stop numbing myself, I'm probably going to have a lot of this going on, and I don't know if I can handle it. So you have definitely an awareness in the heart space, or the feeling in the heart space, that you do have some emotional reactivity, but you aren't afraid. You're not afraid that Divine Masculine isn't going to come in and express himself, which was clear in your head space, and it's also being echoed here in your heart space, that Knight of Cups in reverse being the current state, and this card being the thing. I'm not afraid. This is the Moon. And your anxieties and fears about this, not there. So you're not afraid. You're not afraid of the emotional onslaught that might be coming as you know, right now you're doing okay. Your commitment is to temperance. You're thinking about this union and you're like doing okay. This is like, for me, this is like day 2, you know, like this is like way more days to go. And I'm lucky because the substance that I was using is not physically addictive. So I only have to really deal with the mental aspects of it. You might be dealing with actual withdrawal symptoms as well. But you can handle it, right? So you're not anxious that as this devil energy is being fought off, as you are releasing these attachments, you actually do not feel anxious that you're not going to be able to handle the emotions. You do feel like it's going to be okay. I do trust that I'm going to be okay. Here's your wish, your 9 of Pentacles. And this is in reverse because this is a card that's about self-indulgence. It's about rewarding yourself. It's about almost being at the end too, because it's right before the 10 of Pentacles. So we're feeling a reverse energy on this because you're not wanting to be self-indulgent, right? That's part of temperance energy, is not being self-indulgent. When you see this card in your spread, it means you're going to get your wish no matter what your wish is. And I do think you have in your heart space a little bit of feeling of like, careful what you wish for, you know? Like, I want this is my emperor, but I'm also acutely aware that this is my emperor too. If I could pick it up. This is also my emperor. And this is what my emperor is like a lot, right? Not expressive. So you're like, hope I made the right wish. You did. Don't worry about it. Okay. The final thing in your heart space is a big old question mark and the word reverie, which is about play and imagining, fantasizing. This is a call from your heart space to focus only on the things that you want to imagine happening, not things you don't want. But it's also an acknowledgement from your heart space that your heart is actually a little bit unsure about how this all is going to play out. Hence the be careful what you wish for thing. So you've got a little devil energy. You've got some uncertainty. You've got some commitment to temperance. You have a lot of love. But I do see some things here we're going to have to look at the oracles for to help you out. All right. Divine Masculine. You didn't want to tell me nothing today. You have all your cards not showing. Oh, let us see here. Okie dokie. Top of the deck for Divine Masculine's headspace. The overall thing he's thinking about. 5 of Swords energy. He's thinking about feeling defeated. I'm trying to look at his other cards here for a second, just to get a sense. Because I don't really know what exactly he's feeling defeated about. It could be the Ace of Cups I'm seeing, but he's feeling a little bit of defeat. I don't think this is about him walking away, though. I think this is just about fears of maybe Divine Feminine walking away potentially from him. Because the niggling thing in his head is, I haven't done this yet. I haven't filled up my own cup. And I haven't poured out my cup. And that cup, I think, has some alcohol in it. So he still has this work to do, filling his own cup so he can offer it. And I think that's the overall thing that he's feeling defeated about. Can I do this? Will I do this? I know I have to. I'm worried if I don't, she's going to leave me. Oh, Divine Masculine needs to learn more about unconditional love. Okay, first thing in his headspace is the Hierophant. So this is marriage, legal contracts, higher level relationships, higher education, lessons, faith. Okay? So he is learning his lessons. He does have faith. He's thinking about this marriage, okay? Now we have some union with Divine Feminine, 4 of Cups energy. Y'all are doing the same thing. Y'all are doing the same thing. These 3 cups here, and this cup here, this Ace of Cups. In this case, Divine Masculine is looking at these cups and not accepting this one. So he needs to go within and get grounded. But he knows this. Remember, this is what he's thinking. This is awareness. He's knowing he's doing this. He knows he has to do this. He wants this marriage. He knows he has to ground himself, have this cup filled to be able to offer it to the Divine Feminine. Now, the exciting thing is, though, because we've been seeing a Divine Masculine for 4 days at least, and even longer than that in general, we see when he thinks of himself, he's got Page of Wands, Page of Cups, Page of Swords, right? All the time. He's at Page of Pentacles. It's always small offers, small gestures, not enough. We don't see him in his headspace often as the Emperor. He doesn't think of himself as the Emperor. He doesn't think of himself as having enough a lot. So I am very happy to see this card here today. Here is the King of Pentacles. He is abundant. He has a foundation, a solid one. He is a material manifestation as well. So this is in his reality. This is not something he's fantasized about. This is not an illusion. He does have this sense of himself as a King of Pentacles. And he feels ready to bring in this offer of marriage based on this feeling of the King of Pentacles. And the going within part and grounding himself is to prepare himself to fully bring this Ace of Cups offer. Because right now we're looking at, before there was a lot of financial problems, but right now we're looking at a sense that the financial problems seem to have resolved to a certain extent because of the work he has done, okay? And this work is also, this Eight of Pentacles is clarifying this Hierophant energy. So he has worked very hard to be able to learn his lessons, to maintain faith in this union, and to put himself into a position where he feels it's viable to offer marriage. The world is upright, finally. For Divine Masculine, this has been shifted for days, and here we see an end to a cycle. Now, this is significant to me. This thought he has about being grounded, etc., it has all the meanings I said, but this card is also a pause, right? It's about going within, trusting on divine guidance, etc. And usually you have to pause to do this. This is clarified by the world. So he's thinking, it is time to end this solo meditation energy that I've been doing, which has brought me into my King of Pentacles energy, which is fantastic. But this is over. This cycle of being by myself, being alone, and just, stuck in my fantasy world, stuck in my illusion, that is over. That is over. And just to emphasize how over it is, our King of Pentacles is clarified by reverse 5 of Wands. So to start that headspace with the 5, which is really just about his fears. He's just anxious. This is you can ask somebody to marry you, it makes you anxious, okay? So it makes sense. He's worried. And he's also worried about this cups issue. Will I spill out all my cup and then fill it up myself? So that's the anxiety we're seeing. But in his headspace, this impasse energy that Divine Feminine was feeling yesterday, where they couldn't move forward or couldn't go backwards, this is no longer a problem. This King of Pentacles is able now to move forward. He can come forward at any time, really. So there's no more obstacles. The obstacles are gone, which I think is painful for Divine Masculine, because I think that those obstacles for him represented the reasons why they couldn't be together for so long. And now the obstacles are gone. They really are. There's some mild ones, but nothing that serious. And yet, he realizes he's his own obstacle. That's a tough lesson, right? That's definitely a tough lesson. Okay, so top of the deck for the heart space, Divine Feminine as the Queen of Wands, and vice versa deck, But in vice versa imagery, we're taking a look here at the back of her throne, which I always get the word entanglement when I see this, but this is roots, history. It's ancient. I never noticed that statue there. See that statue? Pretty interesting. I never noticed that before. Which is like definitely a divine feminine image. So in his heart space right now, he's feeling his Queen of Wands, and he's feeling that she is actually doing a good job of, you know, not going into her like fiery energy towards him. And the entanglement from the history that they've had, also the effects of this have kind of dissipated in his heart space. Ooh, and the star is right underneath that. Ugh. Okay, I can't read the whole deck. Like, let's just go. All right, the bottom of the deck for his heart space is this Four of Pentacles. Now, this is not surprising because he definitely feels like he has a solid foundation. He wouldn't think of himself as the King of Pentacles if he didn't feel that he had this very solid material foundation right now. And I'm so happy to see this for him because this was such a big concern for him for so long. But he's definitely feeling like, okay, all right, I have some stability. I have some stability, okay? I don't see the negative aspect of this card right now, which is clinging to the material. That's not the feeling I'm getting. It's really actually the niggling feeling of his heart is, you got this, okay? Which is nice. Isn't that interesting? Ooh, I like this. So his heart space is like, this is what he worried about the most for the longest time, is feeling like he's had this foundation. And the niggling feeling in his heart is, you got this foundation. And the thing that Divine Feminine is working on is being able to fight off this beasts of her emotions and all of this and like her attachments. And she's also like, you got this. So they're in union in their feeling of how capable they are in going forward. Okay. This makes me really happy. The first thing in his heart space is the Ten of Pentacles, and it's upright. I don't think we've seen this card upright like this for quite a while, but it's here, and it's upright, and he's ready in his heart space for this material manifestation to come through. He's the King of Pentacles. He's got his foundation. He's learned his lessons. He's done his work. He's ending his cycle of solitude and quiet contemplation. And he's coming out of the impasse energy so that he can have his Ten of Pentacles. He has made a choice. He's made a decision. He's balancing his energy. He's juggling a lot of things right now. The thing is, this is a King of Pentacles with a lot of things to juggle and take care of. And so he's really working on that. And I have this sense that he wants Divine Feminine to know that he has to keep this balance in order to be able to come forward with her, and that it takes a lot of work. That's why we're seeing that Eight of Pentacles and that Hierophant energy. To be able to do this is taking a lot of work for him. And he's had to make some difficult choices. Here's Judgment. His heart is feeling that it is time to atone. He's choosing to atone, to apologize, to bring in apologies for how he handled his energy, the energy between them, his behaviors, everything. He's ready now. He's to be vulnerable and come before Divine Feminine naked. And I don't mean in a sexy way, although I kind of do later after this conversation, but just really exposed and vulnerable. He's going to choose to do this because he wants this Ten of Pentacles, and he knows that he must have this vulnerability. He must have this reciprocity, and he must bring in an apology in order to really come into union. Here we have a mirror. Whoop. Uh-oh, now I don't remember what side was out. I think it was this one. We have a mirror here. Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords. For For Divine Feminine, this is, I got this. I can fight off these beasts of addiction. I can fight off this overthinking. I can handle it. I'm not going to be afraid. I can handle it. For Divine Masculine, we're seeing him choosing to atone for being a Knight of Swords, and not in the positive, but in the shadow side of the Knight of Swords, which is really kind of playing with her heart, you know, coming in, coming out, coming in, coming out, coming in really fast, you know, kind of fucking everything up a little bit, and then like pissing off. So he knows what he needs to atone for. He's not afraid. He's really not afraid. He wants to turn his back on these fears. He wants to trust that this divine is going to make these fears dissipate. He isn't afraid, though. He trusts that the divine is going to do this. And then this is the most exciting card today. I think we've seen the Two of Cups multiple times in Divine Masculine's heart space, in vice versa imagery, and it is always like this. But today, they are in the light. They are not in darkness. He is not hiding their love. It is here for all the world. And look at this beautiful imagery, this Ace of Cups that he's worried about so much. Here it is, filled up, so that they both can share these cups of love, their own self-love. This cup is not holding love for the Divine Masculine. And this cup doesn't hold love for the Divine Feminine. This cup holds love for Divine Feminine. And she is sharing her self-love with this Divine Masculine, whose cup is full of his own self-love. And they are sharing this because they are a reflection and they're in union. And when they love themselves, they can love each other, and they can't until they love themselves. And that is the oldest cliche, and you're always hearing it, and it's so annoying, but I'm telling you, it is the only way you can have a healthy, functioning relation. You can have all kind of relationships, but if you want the one, the healthy one, you have to love yourself. No one is going to love you for you effectively for long. Okay? Let's look at Divine Feminine messages from the Oracle. Okay. She is in her romantic charm and potential for power. I also think this is about a prince that's coming and divine intervention that's happening to allow for this. And Spirit just wants her to feel confident about this and know that he's coming. But that the reason he's coming is because she's her own prince. She is her own prince. Alrighty. She's also being acknowledged right now for being aware that someone or something is draining her life force. What is draining her life force? Thinking only about Divine Masculine all damn day. Stop doing it. It's draining your life force. But you're being acknowledged right now by the divine for listening to this reading, hearing that message, taking it to heart, and not letting it drain you anymore. Don't drain your life force. Okay? Practice makes perfect. So you need to keep practicing being the best version of yourself. I also think that if you have a skill, some kind of a skill or trade, that you're being called to do that. For me, this is always a practice music card. She's playing a harp. I need to practice. It's like when you get old in a trade and you're like, I don't need to practice. And then I go to play the scales like with my students and I'm like, fuck, I don't know these. Padre Pio is here for healing. So you're giving up a substance, you're tempering. You need a lot of help with your healing energy because there's wounds that are probably going to come up, things that have been hidden from you that you just kind of didn't deal with. So you're very protected right now in that energy. Saint Padre Pio is here with you. And, you know, there was a reversal on that card, and I just have this sense that you've done so much healing. Like you were still healing, but you've really done the serious healing that needed to be done in order to allow this divine masculine to come in. This is lovely. My life is unlimited in every respect. I recognize that I am unlimited in all facets of my life. I see my financial balance as unlimited, so nothing I am choosing is limited by money. For I know I am a magnet and I attract whatever level of prosperity, health, and relationships I choose. All right, so this is a message that you need to internalize. It is akin to that message of you can be or do or have anything that you want, but recognizing that you are unlimited, that there are no limits, that what you choose to focus on, you get. And that is, in either way. You either worry about something, which I think Russell Brand, I heard him say, is praying for what you don't want. He might have been quoting someone else, but regardless, worrying about something is praying for what you don't want. So you can worry and be anxious, and you will have an unlimited potential for attracting worry and anxiety, things that cause you worry and anxiety. Or you can go into that reverie and start thinking about what you really want, and then watch what happens. Your hard work is paying off, and it is hard work. Staying sober is hard work. Keeping the faith in a relationship where one side is not overly expressive is hard work. But you are a warrior woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? Have you? Okay. Divine masculine, you are being acknowledged for being in your mediator energy, a gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, and respect for both sides of an argument. I have a sense that something has happened in regards to contracts, negotiations, etc., that has put divine masculine in this King of Pentacles energy and allowed him to reestablish himself from that page energy into the king energy. And I do see him as having respect for divine feminine's arguments with him, as in whatever is like, you did this and you don't do this and you do this. And I think he's being acknowledged right now for really listening to her and respecting her and taking a step back and being like, I guess I should compromise on that because that isn't necessarily fair for her. So you're being acknowledged for doing that. Interesting. Divine feminine got her prince energy. Divine masculine, you're getting queen energy right now, radiating the regal feminine and using benevolent authority to protect others. So the reason I think you're getting this card, first of all, you're very focused on your divine feminine too, but also you've released the shadow attributes, which are being controlling and demanding. And you are instead using your benevolent authority to protect the union and the divine feminine. I love where I live. I'm very thankful for my large apartment because I want to get a husky again, which I know is crazy, but I really want one again, which I know is crazy, but my apartment's big enough. Therefore, the loud noises I hear outside are fine because I have a nice big apartment. Okay. Be prepared for a sign from above. Actually, you know what? There was a reversal on this, and it's reminding me right now of a reading I heard yesterday where I think it was Queen of Light 1111, and she was talking about asking for signs too much and instead of just trusting your intuition. And so that just popped into my mind. And also sending signs instead of just saying what you mean. I can't. Why? And then again, you got this. Stop sleeping on the job, bro. You're sleeping on the job. Cut it out. Your guardian angel is here to wake you up and get you moving. Understand, I attract the essence of my thoughts. The law of attraction and its magnetic power reaches out into the universe and attracts other thoughts that are vibrationally like it and brings that to you. And so you are getting the essence of what you are thinking about. Whether it is something you want or something you don't want. Literally the same thing for both of you. You attract the essence of what you're thinking about. So if you're thinking about defeat, if you're thinking about victory, you're good enough. You're good enough. This was in reverse. I think you're starting to feel like it. I think you're being acknowledged right now because I think you really are starting to feel like you are good enough, which is lovely because you are. Pleiades, Divine Masculine. Divine Masculine is from the Pleiades. Divine Feminine might be from Lemuria. I don't know what is going on with these two. Channeling and uplifting humanity. Get to it. Get to uplifting humanity by coming into union with your Divine Feminine and then performing service for all the lovely people in the land. The both of you are getting, this is bottom of the deck, you're both getting smothering or abandoning children and instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. Those are the shadow traits of the mothering energy. So you're being called to bring in nurturance, patience, unconditional love, and a joy in giving birth to life. This was here for Divine Masculine yesterday. I'm really honing in on smothering or abandoning. So I think that's what's happening for the both of you. You're either smothering each other or you're not communicating at all. And so you're just really needing to nurture one another, be patient, so patient, have unconditional love, and have joy in this experience that you're having. Heaven is watching over you. You are both safe, protected, and look at that, nurturing mother energy. There's two images of mother nurturing. So you need to nurture each other. I am learning to allow well-being in. This is for the both of you. The art of allowing is, I am that which I am, and I am pleased and joyful in it. And you are that which you are. And while you are different from that which I am, I can allow that, for it is also good. I love that. Hey, take time to breathe out, the two of you. Ooh, and you know what? Quit playing. This card came out yesterday for Divine Masculine. I was like, quit playing, bro. Quit playing. Quit playing at being what you are and be what you are. Okay? Stop fucking around. I do think the other thing is here, have fun, celebrate, and don't be too serious. Don't be too serious. But stop fucking around. Let's get this shit going. Divine Feminine, take care of your shit, okay? You're doing well with temperance. You got to become an emperor on your own. Divine Masculine, keep learning those lessons, but get rid of this garbage. Get rid of these garbage thoughts, the negative thoughts that you're manifesting by focusing on them relentlessly. Let's quit it, okay? Let's come together. Let's love each other. All right. That is the end of this reading. I shall see you tomorrow. I'm going to pull the major arcana card later today. That is my plan. I wrote it down, so it should happen. And then we will start our new playlist for the month of November. Anything else? Weird about the election not being decided still. Not surprised. And I'm pretty sure that whatever happens, it's going to be crazy. So enjoy that for the rest of the day. I'm hoping there's no riots and shit later tonight because I'm scared. All right. I love you all. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow.